Netcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is Twit.
Bandwidth for Know-How is brought to you by CacheFly at CACHEFLY.com.
This episode of Know-How is brought to you by Tracker, a coin-sized tracking device that pairs with your smartphone and keeps you from losing your most valued possessions. Visit thetracker.com right now and enter promo code KNOWHOW to receive a free Tracker Bravo with any purchase. And by iFixit. You've seen their teardowns all over the internet, the free repair guide for everything, and the ultimate marketplace for electronic tools and parts. For $5 off your purchase of $10 or more, go to ifixit.com/twit and enter the code KNOWHOW at checkout. Today on Know-How,
first look from CES.
Welcome to Know-How. It's a Twitch show where we build, bend, break, and upgrade. I am Father Robert Balaser.
And I'm Brian Burnett.
And for the next 30, 40 minutes, we're going to be showing you actually some of the gear that we brought back with us from CES.
We've been traveling, Padre.
We have been traveling, and they've seen our coverage, both the Twitch specials. We were in New Screensavers. We were on TNT.
We're all over the place.
We're all over the place. And the wonderful thing about this is we actually taped a whole lot more than we actually used in our specials.
We did. It was a crazy couple of compact days that we had, where we were getting up at 7, leaving at 7:30, working from 9 until about 6, and then working again from about 7 till midnight.
It was,
yeah, it was fun.
That's pretty typical.
It was fun. Yeah. But actually, the best part I had at the whole time at CES is when it was you walking around the floor after everyone else was working on Friday, and we were just picking up stuff that looked cool on the floor.
And the best time I had was after you abandoned me.
Right, I left.
I had 2 days just to walk around and be by myself.
Right, walk around by yourself and apparently get sweet swag.
I got some.
Me.
Yeah, that's what I do. I get swag. But the reason why we got the swag is because it's nice to show you stuff, but we actually wanted to review some of the gear. Some of it is on its way over to the studio. Some of it I brought back with me. I want to show the folks at home some of the gear that they may have seen in a special or two, but now we actually have and we can get our hands into it.
And is it safe to assume that you have so much stuff that needs to be reviewed, you're going to share some of said swag and review products?
Believe it or not, Hippo, I hooked you up.
Yeah, I don't know what it is yet.
Oh, no, you'll see.
Okay,
it's good stuff. All right, but we do want to start it off with something that we found the first day. Actually, Day 0 was unveiled.
Yeah.
Day 1 was actually the day before. Okay, we're just going to say at Digital Experience. The CES schedule is so strange, folks, because you got to remember there are 4 days of show, but there's really events the 3 days before the show and then the first day.
Right. Yeah. And then there's the press conferences and the different suites that you can go to find out stuff. Because didn't you go to...
Went to Kingston. I went to Monoprice, a couple of them. Basically, once you get up into the suite area, you just kind of wander around and go, oh, that's cool. And you just walk in.
Right. And then you open up your backpack and you swoop things
just like you
into
do, when there's not a conference. You just walk around the hotel.
Right.
Wander into rooms.
Yeah. And then you just walk away with stuff like a Razer laptop.
Don't do that, folks. That's called a felony. Okay, so we did find something at Digital Experience that I thought was interesting. A, because it's something I could totally build. Looking at this, I was like, oh, wow, I know how to build that. I know exactly how to build that. But B, they've actually done it quite well. They were looking at a way to let people automate their homes without needing to tear them apart. Now, we talked about this a lot on the show, what you need to do to turn your house into a smart home.
Right, and then how to connect everything together and what a headache that becomes.
Right, and normally when we talk about this, we are concerned with the fact that there are so many competing protocols and different types of hardware. But there's some people who they're not going to deal with any of that. They're never going to have a super expensive hub to control all of their appliances. No. They're never going to replace the sockets with smart switches and smart outlets because that requires you to wire things. And
hours of installation.
They'll die.
And and background in learning about electrical
things not to do.
Not to get shot.
It's not safe to test with your tongue. Like
9-volt batteries.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
That's bad. But they came up with a way to do literally a 5-second install of a home automation system, a way to control appliances, a way to control lights, using your existing wiring and your existing sockets.
This is the closest thing I think I've seen to plug-and-play home automation.
Yes, yes. So without further ado, let's get a little bit of Switchmate. It's everybody's dream to have a smart home, but it's not so easy. I mean, yes, you could do it yourself, tear apart your outlets and all your switches and reinstall the new hardware, or you could hire someone. But wouldn't it be nice if you could get all the advantages of a smart home without having to do the installation yourself or pay for costly installation? Well, you can if you've got one of these. This is a new gadget from a company called, well, Switchmate. Now, Switchmate allows you to do all of the functions of a smart home without any installation whatsoever. I'm speaking with Dean, who's going to explain how it accomplishes that little piece of magic. Dean, what is this, and how does it keep me from having to do all the things that I normally do to create a smart home?
Sure. So the goal of Switchmate is simple. Remove any installation from the smart home process. And I mean, when I say installation, I mean any installation. So it's literally less than 1 second to install our product. What you do is you simply take the product out of the box, put in 2 batteries, AA batteries that last over a year and a half, and there, the installation's done. It attaches magnetically over an existing light switch. No wires, no tools, no Wi-Fi, nothing. It's done. You download the app to your phone, takes about 10 seconds. You tap the app 4 times, another 5 seconds, and you're set. From that point on, whenever you walk in your house, your lights come on automatically. If you want to set timers, every light circuit in your home is now automatically has timer capability. And you can also turn lights on and off from your phone. So no more getting out of bed to turn off the light at the end of the day. You just tap your phone, the lights are off. You can also turn all lights on and off at any time with one tap. So that's what we're doing right now with the Switchmate lighting product, but we've also introduced the Switchmate power receptacle. That now has all the same features of the regular Switchmate for lighting, but it also includes, now you can turn on air conditioners, lamps. You can plug your coffee machine in your kitchen and turn it into a smart device so it comes on automatically in the morning. So all of this is being accomplished with 0 installation, no tools, no wiring, and no Wi-Fi.
I think our audience will appreciate this. I mean, this is the switch itself. So you've got the little capacitive touch switch. You've got a motion sensor at the bottom. And, of course, it does link to your smartphone so you can control scheduling. But on the back, you see the real magic. It's held on by 2 magnets at the top and the bottom. And when I hit the switch, you actually see it move back and forth. That's going to toggle the throw switch. But it also works with panel switches. So no matter what you have, no matter how it's installed, as you said, you literally install this in about 5 seconds.
Right. And on top of that, we have this little device called the Click, which you can place all over your house. It magnetically attaches to a refrigerator, or you can put it on an end table, your nightstand. Now you don't even have to use your phone to turn your lights or your power receptacle on and off. You can do it with the tap of a button. And it also works on a keychain. And that applies to all our devices. And you can pair this Bluetooth device in literally 1 second with any of our devices in the home.
All right, Dean, I got to ask, who is this for? I mean, I like the tech. I think it's very cool. But a lot of our audience is either going to go with the really high-end stuff and they're going to do the installation on their own, or they're going to buy a house that has the gear built into it. So who is this designed for?
It is designed for the mass market consumer. And who I define that is a female. Right now, the smart home market is an 88% male-dominated category. We started shipping Switchmate in July of this year, in 2016. We're now in 15 national retail accounts, and by the end of December, we're just under 70% female demographic. Now, males are buying it too, and we want them to buy it, obviously. Everyone likes no installation technology, right? But the female is adopting this product in droves. Also, the age group is interesting. It's all the way from the early adopter younger generation, but the most shocking thing is the majority of our users are 55 and above. So again, 0 installation, smart home in less than a second.
A lot of our female viewers are incredibly tech savvy and they can do installation, but this is something that I could literally buy for my mom and tell her, well, put it onto the switch until it stops and it clicks to the wall and it'd be done. I absolutely love this. Dean, if they wanted to find out more about the Switchmate, if they wanted to find out more about all your products, where should they go?
They can go to myswitchmate.com, or you can literally go to just about every national retailer in the United States now, and you'll see us on the shelf.
Thanks, Dean.
Thank you.
That is Switchmate, smart home, smarter switch. Now, since we started releasing those specials, at least the segments on TNT, I've had probably about a dozen people write me and say, I bought one.
Yeah, it's pretty
super simple.
It's a simple idea, but it works.
It really works. They gave us 2 units here. We have both the rocker version, so that's those like the houses that have the plate, not a switch.
Yes.
And then you have this, which is a toggle version.
Which is a normal switch.
Which is a normal switch. And this is how easy it is to install these things. Because remember, they are magnetically adhered to the screws that already exist in your socket. So I don't need to unscrew anything. I don't need to rewire anything. This literally just snaps over the top. That's the installation.
It's like one of those things that you kind of kick yourself. Why didn't I think of that?
Exactly.
Like, it's so simple.
It's a servo, and then it's some sort of electronics, some sort of controller that's Bluetooth connected, so that it can do all the advanced features. Now, a lot of this is done in software, which I love because it means that I can improve this later on without upgrading the hardware.
Right.
If I want to add features, I can add it in software, which I like.
So now you just have to have the app on your phone and pair it to these, and then you can designate which room, which light switches are in.
Yep, and because it's Bluetooth, you can actually have it set so as you walk into a room, if you've got your phone, it will just turn on the switches in advance.
Like proximity. Oh,
you can also use timer if you want to do one of those things where like you're going away for a while and you want your lights to turn on at a certain time and turn off. You can randomize it so that it looks like there's actually someone in there doing strange things at strange hours. Yeah. All right, so...
which you probably don't have to do.
No, not at all.
You do that already.
I do that already. This one should already be paired. And the mechanism is super, super simple. So if I press that button, it just slides back up and down.
Yeah.
And that, because it's over the rocker switch, that will toggle the rocker switch between on and off. Yeah. But I can also do it from my phone. So I've got the Switchmate app here, and I just do this, and what it's going to do, it's doing a little Bluetooth beacon, and see, it just switches it back on and off just like it would if I had actually touched the switch. Now it's going to, in here, it's a really noisy, wireless area.
Yeah.
But again, I've got so many options inside this app. I can switch all my switches on, all my switches off.
Right.
I could set it so that it's proximity, or I could set it so that it's timed. I really like that. But here's how simple it is to pair. So this one, I just installed the batteries. So it works the same way. The mechanism is slightly different. So they had to change this because it's a rocker. I mean, it's a toggle, not a rocker.
It's for the tinier switch, yeah.
This is actually easier to do than the rocker. The rocker is kind of tricky, but toggle is not at all. So I've turned this on. All I have to do is I go back into my Switchmate, I add, and it's got a little, if you go to the overhead, overhead, it's got a little screen. I'll just start this, and then I will just install the device. It's going to find it. It's doing a Bluetooth pairing, just like you would, and then it's going to ask me to push the button so that I make sure that it's associating with the right one.
Okay.
Now, when I did this in Vegas, here we go. There we go.
And so now it's paired.
Now it's paired, and I'm going to call this the living room. So now I've got 2, and I'm going to say it's a fan. That's it. That's my installation. Now I have complete control over both of these. I can do all off. Actually, I think one of them already is off. And what it's doing is it's hitting both of them. All on, it's going to hit both of those switches. There we go.
That is cool.
And I can just keep adding and adding and adding. I can individually toggle them. I can toggle them all together. It's, this is not a super fancy system, but the thing is, it's so easy. This is literally something that I could give to my mom, and she can do everything from the physical installation, which requires her to snap it on,
pop it on,
to the app.
Yeah.
You saw how easy that was.
That was super easy, and I don't know about you, but I have a room where there's just that one switch that is a pain to get to sometimes. So I'd love to have even just one of these, because it's like the switch is all the way on the other side of the room, and it's like a pain to get to, and I'm lazy. When I'm sitting on the couch, I don't want to have to get up to turn off the light so that I'm watching TV. Like, boop. And that's super simple, because I live in an apartment too. I'm not going to take the time to install like a new system into a house that I don't own.
I will say this: I already have a little know-how project that I've built around these, because I actually have 2 of each of these things.
Yeah.
I built a little breakout box that it's essentially an extension cord. It has an outlet and a switch next to it. So this actually sits on top of it, and it will toggle whatever device you have plugged into that switch.
Yeah.
Now, here's what I like about that: I could totally do that with an Arduino and a relay, but the fact that I'm doing it this way means that if something breaks, if it's not working, I can always just take this device off and flip the switch.
Right.
It also means I don't have to worry about things like possibly shorting something out inside and running 120 volt AC through an Arduino. That would be bad, right?
Yeah. I mean, I kind of got a taste of that when I ran 12 volts through
5 volts.
A 5 volt
like
LED strip. Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah. Oh, these are super cheap. Actually, we've got some links here, Alex. Both of these are going to cost about $30. You're going to find the rocker version or the toggle version. Just pick the one that works with your house. $30 right now. I'm thinking these are probably going to drop, because this company is actually starting to do volume. He was telling us that they're seeing way more interest than they thought, because they figured most people would want the super advanced home automation systems that they see. But when you've got something that's so inexpensive and really this simple.
Yeah, with basically no installation.
No installation.
And don't they last for about a year? Isn't that?
On those batteries, and it's just AAA batteries.
Right. And it's pretty smart too that if you don't have your phone available, you just press the button on the front.
Just press a button, and unlike those other systems, if it's really borked, let's say there's something wrong with your phone, you can't get it to pair.
Right.
You do this.
Yeah, just pull it off and then actually physically flip the switch. Yeah.
Freaking duh.
Pretty cool. And they also do wall sockets too, don't they?
They do. So they're going to be expanding. They see a huge market. I'm not going to call it the bottom, but I'm going to say near the entry point for a smart home. They realize people don't need the George Jetson house of the future.
No.
They just need to control a few choice things that they've realized that it would be nice if they could control it from their phone, or it would be nice if they had a way to move around control from part of the house to part of the house.
Well,
my father is already using, I gave him one of my rockers, and whatever room he goes into, he just puts it on the thing, on the wall, so that he can trigger it. I'm like, that's really, really lazy.
But I understand why you're doing it. I could totally see myself doing that.
So yeah, what he does is, like, when he goes in the master bedroom to like watch TV, he'll put one on the wall, so that he's like, oh, I don't want to get out of bed. You go, Dad.
That's pretty brilliant. Yeah, I think this is I'm really liking these, because there isn't the cost of investment. Especially if you're going to try and do like a full automated system, and then if you get hue lights and stuff like that, like, this is pretty basic, and I like
basic.
it.
Yeah. Now I will say, it's Bluetooth, so don't count on it being super secure.
Right.
But that's not really an issue, because unlike a lot of other smart devices that are tied into your home network, this doesn't touch your home network. This is Bluetooth paired to your phone. So if someone owns that, okay.
So they can turn off a couple of lights, maybe?
Yeah,
or
that's awesome.
if you hook it up to an Arduino system, maybe a little bit more.
Yeah,
but,
so just be careful what you do.
Yeah.
We're going to be showing you a full review of this. I want to see how these bear over, say, a month or so, because it's a cool idea.
Yeah, see if the mechanism...
if they break down after a month, that's no bueno.
Yeah, see if the mechanism wears out or anything like that.
Yeah. I'm actually going to torture them. I'm going to do things to them that people would normally do, like, I don't know, spill a glass of grapefruit juice on it, because my mom already did that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it was working, so...
All right. They do seem pretty hardy.
They are. Now, folks, when we come back, hey, Brian, you know what I want to do?
What's that?
I want to do a little something with some sound gear. So we have first looks. We're going to be doing some first listens. We looked at some gear at CES that was pretty hot. HAWT. I've heard that's what the kids are saying.
Yeah, that's totally what the kids are saying.
I'm hip, right?
Yeah.
See?
Yep.
I told you, folks.
You've always been hip. I'm not being sarcastic.
When you say that, I don't believe you anymore.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't.
But we took a look at some speakers and some unbelievable earbuds from a couple of companies at CES. We managed to bring some home.
You say we. I was gone at this point.
Did I not tell you to stay with me?
You did, but you know.
You abandoned me at DEF CON Black Hat. You abandoned me at CES. When you go away, I make a point to get the swag on that day because I'm like, I'm going to show them.
That's the only way we're going to get swag because some of us have to come back to the studio and work.
Yeah, it's not me.
No.
But before we do that, let's go ahead and take a moment to thank the sponsor of this episode of Know How. Hey, Brian, you know what I like even more about having all these cool gadgets that we take home from CES?
You like to be able to not lose them?
Yeah, because, you know, what fun is it to have all the cool gadgets if you're going to lose them the first time you go to a coffee shop, the first time you leave them on a car seat, the first time you accidentally walk away from it at a park bench. That's annoying. In fact, people know the story from a couple of months ago.
Yes.
Yes.
It's almost like a swag bag. It was your equipment bag.
It was my equipment bag. Someone got a lot of swag because one of my Jesuit brothers had left the garage door open at our campus.
If only you had one of those Switchmates to shut the garage door again.
I know, kind of annoying, right? And he's not supposed to do that, but someone walked right in, they grabbed my gear bag, and they walked away with some prototypes, some gear I was working on for Know How.
It wasn't even great stuff, but it's irritating, right?
It's my stuff.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
It's the stuff I was working on.
You feel violated.
It's like 40, 50 bucks worth of stuff in there, but at the same time, they were in my house.
Right.
And they took off with my gear, and then there's that whole, well, I just don't know where it is anymore.
Right.
Someone on Twitter made me feel really bad because they said, you know, Padre, you've been talking about tracker for the longest time. Why didn't you have a tracker in the bag? And yes, folks, I should have. In fact, right now, both of my gear bags do have a tracker embedded into the lining. It's not even in a pocket. I kept it in a little lining area so that, you know, people wouldn't think to remove it.
It's a little sneaky, I mean, you know, hidden. You don't want to advertise that you're tracking.
Of course. And of course, this is the tracker. This little coin-sized gadget is going to keep you from losing your gear because it's a smarter way to track your stuff. Now, the way that the tracker works is quite simple. You've got this. It's a coin battery operated device that you can replace the battery, by the way, just by popping it out. That pairs to your phone. Now, you can use this in a couple of different ways. My favorite is the separation alerts. As you walk away, you're going to get an alert, a notification on your phone saying, hey, you're starting to lose the sight of this object. It's going away from you. So if you're in a coffee shop, it will warn you you're getting too far away from me, come back. You can also press the button on the back of the tracker, and it will ring your phone even if it's on silent so you can find your phone. It's like a two-way tracker. But more than that, this is designed to find your pets, your keys, your wallet, your bags, pretty much anything that you might possibly lose. Instruments, bicycle, electronic devices, even your laptops. You can attach it to your items via that key loop or an adhesive, and it's enabled by Bluetooth LE, which means it's going to last for up to a year on this battery. You can also add a laser engraved message to each Tracker Bravo, like return or pet info, and you can now personalize your tracker with a custom printed image. Now, once you pair Tracker to your iOS or Android device, you can, by the way, pair up to 10 of them, you can find your device. You can find your phone even if you're miles away. The way that this works is there's actually a mesh system. It allows you to use crowd GPS, which is a nice way of saying that as long as your tracker is within range of another tracker user, you can still get a notification as to exactly where your device, your tracker, can be found. Think about that. That means that even if I'm halfway across the world, if my swag bag has ended up in China, I'll know exactly the street. With over 3.5 million devices, ShipTracker has the largest crowd GPS network in the world, so your lost item will show up on that map, and you will use those certain set of skills to get your stuff back. Folks, we want you to make your smart stuff even smarter with Tracker. Go to thetracker.com and never lose your possessions again. Plus, just for our audience, if you enter the promo code KNOWHOW, you'll get a free Tracker Bravo with your order. That's the Tracker, TheTracker.com, promo code KNOWHOW to get your free Tracker Bravo today. And we thank Tracker for their support of Know How. All right, Brian.
Yes.
You ready for a little auditory explosion?
Yeah. Am I going to be able to handle it?
Hot.
I don't know.
JWT, hot.
It's hot?
It's hot.
What makes it hot? What makes this thing that you're about to show
Okay,
so cool?
what makes this thing hot is the fact that earbuds have never really impressed me. I like over the ear.
Yeah.
I like big cans. I like closed cans.
Yeah.
I like the sound of like an Audio-Technica M50X or the A7R.
Or the HyperX.
The HyperX. Oh, the Cloud Revolver. Those are great.
Those are my favorite gaming headsets.
They're comfortable, and I know I'm going to get good sound for them. Earbuds have always, to me, have been something that, okay, you use that when you're exercising. So for me, never.
Yeah, no, same here. Well, yeah, not just for exercise, but I think I use earbuds because they're more of a convenience thing. It's something that I can throw into my back pocket.
Precisely. You hook it up to your phone or your MP3 player, because some people still have those, and you get sound.
Yeah, it's a compromise.
It's a compromise. It's the earbud that came with the original iPhone. It's like, okay, we know that this is not going to give you the best sound, but it's something that you can fold up and always have with you.
Exactly.
Okay. I stopped at a booth at CES, and I was super skeptical because they wanted me to come in, and they said, look, if you come in, we can do a 3D scan of your ears, and we'll send you some molded tips. I'm like, okay, that'll be fun.
That sounds cool, yeah.
But when they wanted to show me their earbuds, I was like,
come on, guys. Earbuds, how good can they sound?
And then I tried them on, and it was one of these, like boom,
oh my
epiphany moments of, I didn't think that earbuds could sound like this.
So you had an epiphany, but let's see them. Do you have them here?
Well, I do. And okay, if you go to the link for this first one, this is actually the low price one. It's about $230.
Woo.
Okay, it's pricey. Yes. Okay, get that out of the way.
Okay,
it is pricey, but dang, they're awesome. Okay, so this right here, this is the Finder X1 Titanium from Echobox. This is the first one I tried out, and wow. I mean, this one alone, this used to be their flagship. We're going to show you their new flagship, which, by the way, you can't buy yet. That's how hot it is.
Whoa.
We got like,
whoa.
Yeah, wow.
You didn't even have to like, I don't know.
Rob them?
Schmooze? Yeah, rob them.
No smoozing. And these, actually, the Echobox guys are really cool.
Yeah. Well, now
probably
I'm
some of the
upset
most
that I missed out.
approachable folks in the audio industry I've met.
Oh, that's cool.
And you know, it's a relatively young company, so they've got a lot to prove.
Yeah.
And they totally did it. I mean, they knocked it out of the park with this. This is titanium construction, which, all right, that's where it gets its name. It's the the X1 Titanium. That gives you a couple of things. Because it's titanium, it means that it's stronger. It means you can make the walls thinner, and it also means that it's lighter, which does make a difference with earbuds.
Yeah.
And we're talking about fractions of a gram will make the difference between it feeling good and it feeling like
definitely.
It's a drag on the side of your ears.
Especially if you're using earbuds for something like walking or running, and the motion that you
So sexy. Okay, I'm sorry. Let me stop geeking out over the packaging.
It does look nice.
It is kind of nice. I just destroyed the box.
You know, okay, so I'm thinking $230. If you're an audiophile and you really want earbuds that sound good, that's not that far.
It's
that's
not that far up.
outrageous.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you are an audiophile, that's actually not expensive at all. For the rest of us, it does sound expensive. But let me make a case for these, and we are going to do a full review. By the way, remember, this is just a first listen. So the first thing you're going to want to notice about this is something that I really like. It's a 1.2 meter. This is a signal cable, but they've done a little something special with this. I love siliconized, rubberized cables. They just feel good. But the problem is, have you ever put one of them into your bag or your pocket?
Yes, and then it gets super tangled.
Yeah, it's almost impossible to get this tangled. What they've done is they've used a silver braid. You can kind of see it.
Oh, so underneath the rubber.
Right. So even though it does grip really well, I mean, I can do this, which is typically what you would do, and then you put it in your pocket. And when you bring it back out, it's not going to be tangled. Look, that sounds like a really small thing, but for me, that is one of my primary annoyances with earbuds. When I start to pull it out, and I'm thinking I'm going to like pull one of the wires straight off on the earbud. You're not going to get this. They also have really good strain relief that goes to the titanium casing, so you're not going to be pulling the wires out of either sets of the plugs.
You could have used something like that when I pulled your auxiliary cable out of your car.
It's fixed. So.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, so I don't know if we're going to do a know-how on that, but I will say I'm grateful that you destroyed that part of my car because it made me open up the dash, and I was like,
what else can you do?
We could do some awesome stuff in here. There's so much space. I'm thinking we put an extra battery so that we can power stuff even when the car is powered down. I'm going to put Bluetooth accessories behind the dash. We're gonna use some of the empty trim slots.
Yeah.
Because I didn't buy the super high-end Corolla.
No.
But we're going to be putting. Okay. Well, we're going to get to that later.
Yeah.
Right now, we're talking about the Echobox
Headphones.
Finder X1. This is our titanium. Do you remember? There was a PepCon that we went to here in San Francisco about 2 years ago, and I think it was Sennheiser. They had a set of earbuds that was $1,000.
I do remember that.
And they did. I remember Chad tried them on. They sounded really, really good, but they were $1,000 freaking dollars.
That's $500 per ear.
Yeah, I tried them, and yes, they sounded really, really good, these sound better. And
Wow.
one of the main features of those really expensive headphones, earbuds, was you could tune the port. You could, depending on like how do you want more bass, you kind of open up the chamber. You want less bass, a bit more highs.
Whoa.
You can close the chamber. That's exactly what you can do with this. So this chamber right here, you can
Whoa.
actually remove this, and you can use different tuned ports.
What?
In order to get the sound that you want. So you can really customize how you're going to listen.
That's super cool.
It's very, very cool. And that's something that, again, 2 years ago cost $1,000. So automatically, this suddenly doesn't sound so expensive.
So outrageous, yeah.
Now, the other cool thing about this is they are using material that they are currently the only earbud manufacturer to use this. It's called PEEK.
Peak?
PEEK. P-E-E-K. That stands for polyether ether ketone. It's a type of...
That was my first guess, actually.
I know, right?
I was going to say that.
It just rolls off the tongue.
Right.
Polyether ether ketone.
Ether ketone, yeah.
PEEK. PEEK. What it does is it's super, super strong, and it's actually, it's like thermoplastic, so it's always under tension.
Huh, okay, and how does that help?
Well, the way that it helps is you can make a diaphragm that is super strong, very, very taut, and responds at all frequencies. This is one of the primary problems with earbuds. You've got such a small driver in here
That you have like no bass.
you have no bass, or you can choose a frequency range that it can reproduce faithfully, but then it's going to sacrifice all the other ones.
Right.
That's why you have earbuds that are really bassy but no highs.
Highs or lows,
You
yeah.
have earbuds that give you really clear mids, but they're lacking up top and down below. With PEEK, I can have a single diaphragm. It sounds like I have 3 speakers in here, three diaphragms. It sounds like I have a high, a mid, and a subwoofer.
Wow.
Which, I know we can't really make you listen the way that we can hear it.
Can't you just like put the earbuds up to the camera and just start playing? People hear it.
You can see the sound,
Yeah,
right?
you can see it come out at you.
Oh, just know that I was impressed because they didn't tell me about that, and I was really puzzled because they were playing me a what do they call that? One of those reference pieces that went from way down low to way up high. And I've heard this before, and it's always you can find what the diaphragm has been tuned for because something will be really weak.
Right.
And it went down. I'm like, okay, so it's tuned for bass. And then it went up to the mid. I'm like,
Oh.
okay, it's tuned for bass and mid. Okay, that's
Okay.
new. And then it went high, and I'm like,
Whoa.
I know. How are you doing that? And so I was guessing, like, so you put 2 diaphragms in there? So, no, just one.
Wow.
It's the PEEK.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I'm not going to put these in my ears because...
No, we don't do that. That's how you get sick.
Yeah, well, you saw what happened when we did the bacteria episode.
Yeah,
And,
no, I don't want any bacteria.
But they do feel really light.
They do, and of course they've got inline controls. So this one I think is designed to work with an iPod. Okay, so this is their titanium X1. This was their flagship for good reason. It is a fantastic set of earbuds. They actually have earbuds that start at $100.
Okay. Did you try
It's not
those ones?
titanium. Yes, they sound really good.
Yeah.
Not as good as the titaniums. Something about the way that they're able to make the chamber with titanium.
With the rigidity of the
It
titanium.
does give it a bit more bass response. And I did notice that. But I mean, the $100 ones, basically, it's the same kind of cable. It's the same. It also uses PEEK. This just sounds a little bit better. But that's not their flagship anymore. Because they gave me this.
What is this one?
This is
what
the
does this say?
Nomad.
The Nomad?
Okay, so imagine all of the stuff that was that made the X1 good, the titanium X1
Right.
good, is also in this. So it's got the inline controls, it's got that special cable that doesn't tangle really well, doesn't tangle. It's got the tune ports, it is made out of titanium. What they've done with this though is they've made it much better at sound isolation.
Is it noise canceling then?
No, it's not noise canceling. It's just the way that they've designed the chamber, the way that they designed the product. It's really good at blocking out external noise. I mean, this was clean. This was really, really, really clean.
And it's unopened, which means you haven't put it in your ear yet.
No, I want to see him, Brian.
No, it's fine. You need to test them out.
No. I'll open it for you, Brian. No, when I tried these on, I was like, oh wow, okay, these do sound better.
Yeah.
Then they don't have pricing set yet, which means
I'm a little afraid to ask.
I'm a little
then.
afraid to ask.
Yeah.
It will come out very soon. You will be able to get this, but they were just good.
Yeah.
It really made me remember why some people are willing to spend so much on high-end audio, because it does make a difference.
It makes a difference, and typically you get what you pay for when it comes to the sound quality, but also lasting a long time. Because there's been cheap headphones I bought and they die after like a month or two.
Hey Brian, look at those.
Those look pretty.
Oh. Wait.
Oh.
Yeah. See, it's a different construction.
Yeah.
The chamber is bigger, which means you're going to get a more developed sound.
Huh. And then it comes with a lot of options, I guess, for the ear size and stuff.
Echobox. I don't want to tear it. There we go.
Be gentle.
Look at this. So these are detachable.
Oh.
Oh wait, yeah, right? So
Intriguing.
I can swap these in and out. Of course, it's going to come with my
nice
little hard
carrying
case. Yeah, this is why it's the flagship. So if you take a look at this, there you go. You can take a look at that.
Okay, thank you.
You can see how they've changed the construction. So this has sort of the teardrop shape that you see. This was the same thing that they did on that high-end headset from a couple years back.
Yeah.
This has the same sort of construction, but it's more in-ear, and they're taking advantage of more of that space around your ear so that they can develop a fuller sound.
It kind of looks like a golf club.
It does, right? So you're going to have a complete set of tips. These are all the different ports that you can use so that you can set the sound that you want. And of course, the cable is detachable now, which I love because it means that even if you do manage to destroy your cable, it's not going to wipe out your
ruin the
investment.
headphones.
You just get a new cable and plug them in.
Oh man, I never thought because I remember Chad always had the problem of his cat chewing through his cables.
His cat ate. He had to send his cat to the hospital because his cat ate a silicone ear tip.
Yeah, but God, if you drop that much money on a pair of headphones and only to be ruined because the wire got severed, I never thought of that. I like that idea.
That's no bueno.
Yeah.
So these are the Echobox. I'm going to take a closer look. We're actually going to tear these things apart because I do want to see what makes them tick.
Whoa,
know,
good luck with that.
Like $1,000 of earbuds. But that's not the only thing that we listened to at CES. You will remember from the last episode, Brian, by the way, great job with the editing. That was all Cranky Hippo, folks. If you liked it, if you liked the
or if you didn't
selection,
like it, it was Padre who edited
my fault.
it. Yeah.
We did take a look at Fugoo. Now, you remember Fugoo makes this, my all-time favorite wirelessly connected speaker. This was the original Fugoo, and this thing is incredible because it is so flexible.
Right.
What they've done is they've given us the ability to sort of change the speaker based on our needs.
Right.
So this is, hold on, let me open this thing up. This is sort of their semi-tough case. It's like the one that I use at the beach, but I could also put it into a more elegant case if I wanted to use it in a more subdued setting where I don't want the speaker to sit out.
Right.
They've also got like the super can't break me for anything case that we ran over with a car.
Right.
My fingernails aren't, hold on, I can't.
Do you want me to help you with that?
I need fingernails, Brian. There we go.
Wasn't sure what was going to happen there.
It's like this thing's going to open one way or another. So the way it works is there's a core module, and you can go back to before you buy, way long time ago. That's when we
Which was one of my favorite reviews to watch because you threw it like
Into
on the ground, you threw it into the ocean. Yeah, you tortured that thing.
So this is the core module, and here you've got 6 speakers. It's Bluetooth connected. It's going to last you a good 40 hours on battery. It's relatively loud. It can also act as a speakerphone. It's got 360-degree microphones, so you can put it in the middle of a table. And then, of course, these cases you just swap in and out. Beautiful solution, but they did run into one issue, and that was price. So it's about $200. They're a little less expensive now. This year at CES, they announced that they were coming out with much lower priced devices that have a lot of the same features that we loved.
Right, like being rugged and good sound.
Right.
Long battery life.
Yeah, we actually got to take a look at,
yeah.
Oh, right, because you went with me.
I was there that time.
Yeah, but you went with me the day after when they actually gave me a couple. Oh, I'm sorry, did you want some of these? I should have asked for you, I'm sorry.
Now I don't want it.
Okay.
Yes, I do. I do want
So
it.
this is the Fugoo Go. Now, the cool thing about this is it's about the same size. They've spec'd it down a slightly bit. So this is actually a mono speaker. People are going to go, wait a minute, mono? Why would I ever want mono? Wait, continue to listen because we've got good news for you.
But wait, there's more.
There is actually way more. So just like the name sounds, it's ruggedized, just like the original Fugoo. So I can use this on the go. I can use this in areas where it's going to get wet. I can use it in the pool. I can use it on the boat. I could use it at the beach. So
that's what I love having them for, is at the pool. Like 4th of July, having a speaker at the side of the pool that can get wet.
Ooh, see? I opened this up without destroying the packaging.
Nice.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Now me, on the other hand, I just tear into it.
Yes, tear. So check it out. So that's the Fugoo Go. This is the original.
Yeah, they're about the same size.
Kind of building up a pile of stuff here. Let me just,
as you disassemble.
there we go. Okay, so check out the core unit versus that. It's slightly bigger. It's actually slightly more powerful than the original Fugoo. It's 12 watts. That's going to give you about 92 decibels of sound. You've got dual 52 millimeter drivers and a dual bass radiators in here. It's Bluetooth, and now here's the thing about it being mono. You can pair this in stereo.
I see.
So
okay.
if you have two of them, you can have one be the left channel, one on the right channel. That's actually
sense.
that's arguably better than the original because it now means you can get some sound separation.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Yeah, and this little lanyard here, that's so that you can like clip it onto a bag. It really is designed to be a ruggedized thing. Now here's the best thing. A lot of the same technology, a lot of the same material construction that made the original so good, but versus $200, I've got 90.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
that's pretty cool. And same amount of battery life, and or do you know?
Yeah. I mean, you're gonna get what 10 hours of battery life on this.
You're gonna get plenty of speaker
Precisely.
time.
Now, I actually did get one for you.
Oh.
But I'm gonna keep it because I want to run these in stereo.
Oh, I turned it on somehow.
Well, no, it just automatically turns off.
Pairing mode. Use the Bluetooth settings on your device to connect.
Should we pair it? Let's pair it.
We could do that.
Yeah, come on.
But I liked this little elastic strap because when he was showing it, you can put it around like a bar or hang it on something like this.
Hold on, wait. Wait. Which one is it?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, there we go. See, Fugoo Go. Wait, there we go. Found my Fugoo Go. Let's see how hard it is to pair this thing. We will be doing a full review on this, just like we.
Very successful.
Wait, was that it, Brian? Normally pairing is a much more bigger pain in the butt, Tinsky.
It can't be that easy.
Let's see, what do we got here? Let's play The Longest Pass Ever. Let's see how it sounds.
It sounds like an ad.
That's not bad, actually.
Yeah, mono.
We can make up for our...
Skip the ad.
How are we gonna make
No more Ian. Go away.
got something to make it out of?
Actually, I don't want to do anything that's gonna have a take.
Yeah, right. Get us pulled down. Trust us.
We will do a
It makes
full
sound.
review of this unit, including in stereo. So we're going to show you whether or not this might be a good wireless choice for you audiophiles out there.
That's pretty neat that it's waterproof too with this. Still has like the mesh over the speakers and stuff.
You want one, Brian?
Maybe.
What if I tell
Maybe.
you that they already told me that I can give you the review units when we're done?
I said cool.
Yeah,
Because we're probably gonna destroy them in the review process. So they
those
wouldn't
they
want
don't
them
want
back anyway.
The larger ones they want back. Those are like, no, you can keep those.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Cool. So we're really gonna like stress test them.
Well, I mean, now that I'm not going to keep them, I'm really going to.
Yeah, you're really gonna go all out this time. You're gonna run over it with the camera.
I always go all out, folks. I don't skimp because I owe it to you to make sure that it's going to last.
That's right.
Yeah. Folks, when we come back, we've got one last hit from the big show in Las Vegas. You will remember, Brian, I was actually kind of nauseous while playing the little VR system out here. We had Star Wars.
Yeah, I saw that. You're not adept at VR, I guess, or you haven't adapted to it?
There was, like, when I got old, which happened at about 30, when you hit 30, you're old then.
So that was like 30 years ago prior?
I hate you sometimes. When I got old, because there was actually, I remember the week where I was playing, what was it? Back then it was Halo 3, I think. Halo 3. And I just started getting flop sweat. I just did not feel good just seeing the motion on the screen. And it was like, something's happening.
You had gotten old.
I had gotten old. I guess my eyesight had gotten bad enough where playing a video game for 30 minutes, I would be destroyed for an hour and a half. I just did not
to me,
feel.
isn't it?
It's going to happen.
It might happen. It might already have happened.
So if that happens on a flat TV, imagine how bad it is for me in VR. I can do VR for maybe 10 minutes and then I have to stop, otherwise it will destroy me for the day because I just feel horrible.
Well, I remember the early development kits of like the Oculus with the lower refresh rate. That's what made me feel really ill.
Yeah. Well, we're going to take a look at something that could help those people who are suffering from virtual, not virtual sickness. But before we do that, let's thank another sponsor of Know How. Hey, Brian, we've got all this stuff here that we like to tinker with. We like to open it up. I mean, I got to open up the speakers. I got to open up the earbuds.
You have to.
I have to. It's a moral imperative.
I mean, these aren't even broken yet, but a lot of the time we do break stuff and then we have to fix it.
We have to fix. Actually, I enjoy it. Like when you broke my car, I enjoyed fixing it.
Right? I just wanted to give you an opportunity to have fun.
I feel that. I feel the bro love.
As I ripped the cable out of your car with my foot. Yeah.
And you know the story is going to change and evolve over time. It was late at night. We were both very tired from CES. My audio cable had become wrapped around his leg, and so when he came out, it yanked it out and destroyed the port. In a year, it's going to be no. Brian looked me straight in the eyes, grabbed the cable, and just yanked it out of the dash.
It was completely premeditated, for sure.
But when you do break things intentionally or not intentionally, what you need is you need to make sure you've got the tools, you've got the parts, and you've got the know-how to make it right. That's why we're so happy to have iFixit as a sponsor of Know-How. iFixit isn't just a purveyor of high-quality tools and parts and repair kits. It's a community. It's a place where those people who like to DIY, those people who consider themselves makers, those people who like to tinker can find everything they need to do exactly that. Now, with more than 22,000 free repair guides and 90,000 troubleshooting solutions, the good people at iFixit are experts in consumer electronics repair. iFixit provides all the repair knowledge you need for free. They also sell that wide array of parts and tools to help you get the job done right. They know what they're doing, so they built a toolkit that does too. That's the Pro Tech Toolkit, this beauty that you see before you. Now, it's a completely reimagined design. It's just as rugged and portable as before, but they listen to their customers. They ask them, what do you want? What do you need? What helps you be a better maker? And this kit shows their obsession with that detail. It's got a durable canvas case, it's got hand-selected high-quality steel bits, a custom anodized aluminum driver handle, and a new 64-bit driver kit that replaces their 54-bit driver kit. That means more bits, more ways to get into the gear that you need to change or upgrade. They've also got precision ESD-safe tweezers, including a pair of reverse tweezers, a wide variety of plastic opening tools and picks to safely work on tablets and smartphones without destroying the case. If you've ever used a flat-edged screwdriver to pry open a case and left that enduring mark of the guy who doesn't know what he's doing, then you need to try a spudger, a custom-designed tool that gets you in and out without anyone ever knowing that you were in there. They've also got suction cups for display assembly removal. In fact, I used them when I upgraded Leo Laporte's Surface Studio, and a metal spudger, as well as iFixit's own rubber-handed Jimmy pry tool. The ProTech Toolkit is the last precision toolkit that you'll ever need, and that's why the ProTech Toolkit is backed by a lifetime guarantee. Now, here's what we want you to do. We want you to work better. The people at iFixit.com never stop repairing, and with this toolkit under your belt, you won't either. Head over to iFixit.com/twit. That's iFixit.com/twit, and use the code KNOWHOW at checkout to save $5 on your purchase of $10 or more. Even if you don't buy anything, you can still use their free repair guides, troubleshooting answer form, and other educational resources on their website anytime your tech has an accident, or if your co-host destroys your car. We thank iFixit for their support of Know-How. All right, Brian, we hyped up the solution.
Right.
It's time to let the skeptics in. We stopped by CES Unveiled day 0 or day -1. I don't even know how we number these things anymore.
It's all a blur.
And they showed us their tech to help you keep your lunch. If you've been diving into the world of virtual reality, you know the all too familiar sensation of sickness. That's right, just a couple of minutes too long, just a little bit too much time in virtual reality, and suddenly the bottom falls out of your stomach. Well, that's why we're here at Reliefband. I'm speaking with Jackie Simon, who's going to explain why their technology, which is the only FDA-approved treatment for that nausea, is the one for you. Jackie, tell me a little bit about the Reliefband.
Well, Robert, the Reliefband, this is actually the new Reliefband NeuroWave. What it does is it delivers a gentle pulse right to your P6 pressure point, which is right by your median nerve. It sends a signal up through your median nerve to the center of your brain where the nausea and vomiting signals occur. And there it stops the signal from traveling down your vagal nerve to your stomach. So this is meant for those gamers that suffer from virtual reality, motion sickness, as well as other people that suffer from motion sickness. Anybody that suffers from motion sickness, actually, trains, planes, people that are deep sea divers, cruise goers, as well as women who suffer from motion sickness or suffer from morning sickness from pregnancy.
I was just on a cruise. I really could have used this, but more often we have virtual reality setups all across our office, and I can only play for about 20 minutes at a time before I go into that mode where I take it off and I'm just not feeling right. I have to lie down. But there are going to be those in the audience, because we've got a pretty tech-savvy audience, who are going to say, this sounds like a scam. They've all seen the bracelets, the magnets that people wear, and they're thinking, is this just high-tech jewelry? What's the actual science behind it, and how do they know it actually works?
Well, you can look at our reviews. We've had a lot of success. People use this. They can actually wear it. You can wear it 24 hours a day. It comes with a rechargeable battery, and actually you can wear it while it's recharging. There are no side effects associated with this. People used to take drugs, Bonine and Dramamine, which you don't have to take drugs. You can wear your Reliefband, and the technology speaks for itself. You can see the reviews on Amazon.com. We are also available on Reliefband.com.
I think that's the best way to leave it with our audience, to say, look, do your research, actually look at this. This is FDA approved. That's hard to get. If they believe it, then maybe they should too. Now, Jackie, if they wanted to find out more about the Reliefband, if they are a virtual reality gamer who just needs to get that little extra kill, where should they go? When will this be available, and how much is it going to cost?
Okay, the new Reliefband NeuroWave will be available in the second quarter of 2017. It's going to be about $150, and you can find it on our website at www.reliefband.com.
Jackie, thank you very much. I'm going to try this out, and I'm going to give my audience my honest appraisal of whether or not it works, but it looks great. Folks, if you are a VR gamer, if you're looking for a little bit of relief from that nausea, then, well, stop the flop set and get yourself a Reliefband.
Okay, so let me say out front, I'm always skeptical of products like this.
Right.
But that same show, in fact, that same event also showed that something else I was very skeptical about, which was the PK Vitality,
the glucose monitor.
Yeah, that thing.
Right.
That actually worked.
Well, I think also we were a little skeptical because the way they described it was
taste your
tasting your
skin.
skin.
Like, oh, man.
And we thought like, oh, if it works, that's really cool, but we're going to withhold judgment until we actually see it.
Right. I mean, we did actually see them take a measurement, and I mean, the guy who, because they had one of their booth people with the band on, and they pushed the button, he was talking to a customer, and he kept talking to the customer, so obviously it's not painful.
Right. It didn't distract him.
And you were saying that the glucose level that it did measure, it seems like that's normal. That would be
that was within normal range.
like a person without diabetes, that's what they would have. So obviously it can measure. Obviously it is painless.
Right.
I really want one of these in the studio.
Yes.
I think I mean you were the perfect person to try this out.
The best part, I know we're getting off topic because we're going to be
this.
talking about this, but the best part is when we were talking to the founder and creator, he like shook my hand last and said like, we're making this to help people like you. Yeah. And I was like, thank you.
And actually, no, afterwards he told me, you know, we're making these for him.
Yeah, it's specifically.
It was for him.
We found out about Brian. We heard how much he complained about having diabetes, so we're going to get him a watch. Yeah.
But okay, the reason why we bring that up is because we had our misconceptions about that. We thought, okay, we've seen products like this that talk a big talk because it's CES, and then you look at it and you're like, yeah, no, that's not going to work.
Right.
I kind of felt, I feel the same way about a Reliefband. Yeah. It almost reminds me of when they like biofeedback monitors were really, really big.
Right.
And essentially all they were galvanic skin response devices. And there is actually science behind this. I did some research.
Yeah.
There is science about how you can disrupt some of the signals that go down your vagal nerve that are responsible for causing nausea.
Right.
So, it's not junk science. The only question is whether or not they were actually able to achieve it. So we've got ourselves one of these.
Wasn't your first interest in this because you had just gotten back from a cruise over Christmas with your family, and you said like for the first couple of days you were a little ill?
I was. And by the way, there is no easy way to open this, so we're just gonna, sorry, Reliefband.
It's destroyed.
We're
not sending it back.
not sending that back now. Okay, so this is what it looks like. The new one works exactly the same way. So their new version is not different in any way electronically. What they've done is they've made it cosmetically much better. It actually looks like a watch or a fitness band.
Right.
This one, you could tell this was sort of like science project. Oh my gosh, okay. People, the packaging.
Yeah, that looked pretty difficult.
Okay, right. So this is how it looks. This straps onto your wrist, and on the back, you've got these contacts. This thing is powered by a CR2025, I think, battery. So it's not rechargeable, but it lasts a long time because you don't need a lot of current to do what they're doing. Once this makes contact with your wrist, like so, you can set the level of current that you want. And it's not like being electrocuted. In fact, it doesn't really feel like anything at all. It's just like a little buzz.
Right.
I want to know. I have an objective goal in this, which is, can I play that Star Wars VR simulator for 30 minutes without throwing up afterwards? If I can,
then it works.
Then it works.
Yeah, it's definitely not elegant looking, is it? But
No.
it is functional.
The new one is.
looking. Yeah. No, yeah, the new one is.
Yeah. So we're going to try out the Reliefband and see if it can keep me from blowing real chunks in the virtual world.
That'll be fun to film.
Yeah.
We'll just put a big plastic
You have to
bag
be
out
there
in
with
front
me.
of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay?
I don't know if I can witness that.
If you want to check out your own, actually, they're going to have the new version, but right now, if you go to that link, Alex, you can buy one of these for $90. You know what? I'm actually going to give one to my parents are going on a cruise on the same boat that we were on. I'm going to give, my dad gets seasick all the time, so I'm going to give him one of these and see if that helps.
Okay. Yeah, it's a good idea.
We know that this was a lot of information, and we want to make sure that you can find out where all of these products live. If only, Brian, if only there was a place where they could go and find notes about the show.
Notes, maybe the links to these products. Maybe even past episodes.
Too bad it doesn't exist.
Maybe like handy subscription.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, these are all great things. But
wait, we have it. We have it. I just remembered. twit.tv/KH.
Oh, that's right.
It's almost like I have to say that every episode. But if you haven't heard me talk about it, we do have a website, twit.tv, where we keep all of our episodes. You can go back in time, watch any of the ones that you want. And if you ever felt like you missed one, well, subscribe. And then also thumb through the show notes, because typically we have links and things to stuff.
Yeah. And on our bigger projects, we try to do step-by-step instructions. Although people have been saying that some of our code and some of our step-by-steps aren't making it into the show notes, I will try to figure out what's going on. I'm pretty sure I know what's going on.
Why you look at me when you say that?
I don't know.
Actually, I just got an email about like the Arduino LED frame. People were asking about the code for that.
Brian?
I emailed it. Email is probably like the worst way to get a hold of me, though.
Yeah. Or
we
could just put it into the show notes.
Or
just put it in there.
To begin with.
Yeah, in there.
All right. Well, there was no code this episode, so we're okay on that.
We're good. Don't forget that if you want to find us, you can find us in the socials. We're really big on the socials.
So big on socials,
so
especially gathering the Kitas.
The know-it-alls. You can find them on Google+. Just go to Google+, look for Know How. There is an approval process so we can keep out the spam and the cam girls. We really kind of do. But everyone comes in. It is a community of almost 11,000 Kitas right now. These are people in all levels of the DIY maker journey. So if you're an expert, come and help the people who are new. If you're new, come and get some advice from the people who have been doing this for a long time. If you've been doing it for a while, it's also a great place to find new projects to work on or to post pictures and videos of the projects that you've been working on. Again, go to Know How and look for, or go to Google Plus and look for Know How.
Yeah, just search Know How Google Plus. It'll come up. Yeah. But if you want to know what we're doing when we're on road trips like CES, we had quite a few behind the scenes photos and I don't know, some goofy stuff, whatever. It's cool. You can follow us on Twitter. I'm at cranky_hippo.
And you can find me at PadreSJ. And we have a third member of our crew here.
I haven't seen that guy in a while.
He makes damn good coffee and pie too.
And hot.
It's hot. Yeah. But he is Alex Gumpel. I'm going to say it right because he's a good man. It's the new year. ANELF.
Oh, the mic's turned off. I'm sorry, batteries are dead. Hey, they came back for
He's
just
gone
a
mad
tiny
with
bit.
power.
I know. See, he has the buttons. This is what happens when you give a nice man a little bit of power.
I know, right?
Fuck.
Ultimate power corrupts.
Yeah, but you can find twitter.com NL3. Boom. Okay, find him there and say hi because he's a good guy and he helps push all of our buttons. Until next time, I am Father Robert Palliser.
I'm Brian Burnett.
And now that you know how.